Good morning. Hope I'm in focus. Today I thought I'd do something slightly different. This could actually end up being a slight blog day. This is the first time I've actually been at home in over a week, just staying at home and not going out. And I have got a list of bits and pieces I would like to obviously complete. Again, I thought I might blog a little bit today because I won't have anybody else in the shop and hopefully it'll be quite quiet. A lot of our schools are actually going back today if they haven't already gone back yesterday. I know America, they've gone back quite some time ago, so hopefully it might be quite peaceful. Also, to keep me accountable, I'm going to try not get too sidetracked with crafting today. As I said, there's a number of things I want to complete. So I'm actually wearing comfy clothes. I do still like to look reasonably smart, but comfortable. This is what I call my housework clothes. I've got this top, which is so comfortable. It's like a t-shirt material at the back, which is nice, and it's a bit silky in the front, but it just feels so comfortable. It's loose. This was actually 49p from one of my charity shop hauls. I'm not sure that I actually did show it, but it was 49p. Then instead of jeggings, I've just got my very loose, comfortable navy. I'll just show you. There we are. Jogging bottoms. Oops. And on my feet, I do have my flip-flops, which I got from Avon, and they're supposed to help with posture. I don't know how true that is because let me just show. It's not a normal type of flip-flop. I've had quite a few of these pairs actually, and I do find them comfortable. The main reason is occasionally, not very often, I will walk around in bare feet, not very often though. I am diabetic, on insulin, so one of the things is obviously to keep control of your feet, and I just don't want to make sure that obviously I step on anything I shouldn't. Occasionally it's not the guy's fault in our home. One is a mechanic, the other is in engineering. They do come home, and occasionally on the tread of their boots or trainers, sometimes little stones or bits can get caught in. They do take their shoes off at the door, but sometimes I have actually had the odd occasion where I've actually stepped on something and it's been quite painful. So I just have to keep obviously a lookout on my feet mainly. That's why I don't very often walk around. I'm either in flip-flops in the summer. Winter, I have slippers, which I did have a collection of slippers, which has gone down drastically. Basically, just comfy wear. Now, I am rabbiting on a little bit, but I don't very often, I don't think, come in front of the camera. So I'm going to try and do it and see how it goes. I hope I don't bore you. I am actually waiting for my food shop to be delivered by Iceland. I ordered it yesterday and the delivery shot is between 8 and 10, so I might show obviously my food when it arrives. Normally I get a text message by now, but I haven't received it. It is about 7:30 I think in the morning. Hubby and my son have both gone to work now, so it's just me. So again, I'm not sure how much video I will be doing, but I just want to be accountable today and tick things off my list. So off I go. Okay, my Iceland delivery has just arrived. I'll quickly show you what came from Iceland. Some of the prices you can see on the packages. I'm not going to go into pricing. You can easily look up if you're interested in Iceland. One of my jobs, hopefully today on my list, is I am going to be changing out obviously my little decor piece here that I do keep on my breakfast bar. As I say, it's still more summery. Right, starting with the shopping. Right, I've got my tin foil here. I always have the men's Head and Shoulders. They just seem to love that. I love Dove soap, as I might have mentioned before. So I've actually got the Dove Daily Moisture shampoo. So I haven't tried the Dove shampoo before. So each week I tend to buy at least one, maybe two products that I haven't tried before, and just, you know, to change it out a bit. Another different project I've got is these nacho chicken toppers. As I say, you can see the price on there. What I do is, at least once a week, I will have a mixture of chicken. We do like KFC delivery or to go in, but the only problem is with KFC, it can run expensive. So what I do is, sometimes we have just Southern fried chicken, but other times I like to do different chicken bits. So I say we're going to try the toppers this week. Chicken popsters, that's always a repeat buy. The chicken goujons, which are there, and these are something new they started doing, and we've had these now. I think this is about third week I've had these. Is the mozzarella sticks, and they've got so much flavour, so I tend to do those along with these, or some form of chicken with fries and salad. And going along here, I've got onions. These are the chicken bites. I did get a lot more kebab meat from, funny enough, B&M. In our B&M, we do have quite a large store, including food and freezers. And I very often find products in there that are cheaper than Iceland and are what I normally get from Iceland. The only thing is, last week I could not get the plain doner meat for hubby. My son likes the tikka one, which is what we get, and they're usually about 50p to £1 cheaper than Iceland. The peak buy that I get every week is the southern fried chicken breadsticks. Now, I don't eat a lot of red meat, which I've mentioned before, and I ought to. But I like those with salad. I like it chopped up with a pasta, and I like to put them in a roll rather than a burger with some salad. That's just me. We do like pasties, but I haven't had these before. These are the beef and vegetable pasties. I usually have ginseng's, if that's pronounced right. So we've got these this week, and we'll see what they're like. I do have my chips, wanted some peas, chocolate eclairs, Pepper's favourite. Because it's coming into the winter now, I did get a apple crumble, which we like with custard, and managed to get some ice creams because our weather is, although it's not as hot as obviously it has been, it's still fairly mild. I have all my windows open actually, especially upstairs, and it looks like it's a nice day. But I've gone for the Black Forest, and it's just an easy, quick dessert. And we're finding the temperature seems to rise, especially in the evening still. To say we're in September now, not that I'm moaning, I do prefer the mild weather. And it's just right at the moment because it's not cold and it's not over hot. Another thing that I think is fairly new, another of my husband's favourite, is Toblerone. And I thought these were quite exciting actually. Again, for a nice dessert. It doesn't matter what time of year, my family will eat ice creams. We could be in fleeces and eat ice cream. Although we do like the apple crumble, apple pie, and jam roly-poly. I've already got 2 jam roly-polies already in the freezer. We've got pizzas here. I do like this double cheeseburger pizza, and these are £1. And what I do, I will do these with salad, and my family like it also with potato salad and coleslaw. I've Abby likes cheese and tomato sandwiches, so I've got those. And funny enough, in the new products, they're getting all the Christmas chocolate range in. And off the top of my head, I know it was a good deal. It could have been, I think for two, I might have been wrong, 2 boxes, maybe 3. I don't think they were £4, I think they were 3. Because I'm sure I worked it out to have been £1.50. Don't quote me on that because I haven't got, we don't have paperwork now, so I have to go on my laptop and get it up to find out. Just trying to find out. As I said, this is not the tiny boxes, and I used to love these. Are actually bad to have in the house. No, I can't. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. How much they are, you know, the weight. But I got 2 of those. That's enough about After 8 because you're going to laugh at this. Before I continue, another little waffle. I keep a certain amount of Christmas paper around all year. And that is because a majority of my Christmas ornaments, Christmas trees, wrapping paper, and etc. is up in the loft. And I do not like going up in the loft. I think in the 30 plus years we've had our house, I've probably been up there 3 years. It has got floorboards now. It has got a proper ladder. It is, I know it's a strange thing. I do not like steps and ladders, but I will be going up there, and that's one of my aims in the next couple of days. But I will not go up on my own. Going back to what I was originally saying about having Christmas wrapping paper, what I do is, these are well in date. I have checked the dates on these. These are like May and June next year. I will actually wrap these up in Christmas wrapping paper. Don't laugh at me. That way, once they're wrapped up, I'm not tempted to break into them. Now, I know who these are for. I'm not going to mention the name. These, I'm not sure that we've had them. I thought I'd ordered the orange ones, but I checked my list and I hadn't. Because one of my sons doesn't eat mint choc. He likes the orange choc, if that makes sense. But I've not had the salted caramel. If anybody's actually tried these, do let me know. As I said, I'm not sure. I may actually leave these out. Salted caramel sort of tells me it's autumny. I might be wrong. But definitely the matchmakers and the After 8 mints. Before I was diabetic, I used to love After 8 mints. I occasionally have a couple, and on my Christmas table I will have a little, I've got little like goldy brassy little baskets, and I have them on the place settings with a couple of After 8 mints in after Christmas dinner. Again, waffling on. For the family. I'm sure the men are going to love these. I can't see them taking these in the work box. I do crafty things and try and make them smile. Can you see grown men? I'm sorry. Mr. Kipling, and actually on the packaging, I'll do this on purpose, it's got unicorns on. I'm sorry, I'm just about to go in a bit of a giggle. I do silly things like this, and sometimes, obviously, I think it can be a bit embarrassing. Other times, I've known, especially my son's workmates, they've probably shared his lunch, or if he's got a big packet of biscuits, sometimes I send little extra bits. But we'll see about that one. I can just imagine grown men packing up. I'm sorry, I'm having unicorn cakes. Beside the point, got me Marge. Got me turkey ham and my pork and egg roll for sandwiches. Favourite cheese. These definitely I know because this is always a repeat buy. These are still 2 packs for £5. The Cathedral City extra mature cheddar. And I do get through a hell of a lot of cheese, I must admit. Milk. Lemon cake. Swiss roll, and the penguin chocolate bars, which are on offer. Another repeat buy over here is I'll show you that in a minute, is the muffins. And I just wanted to show for packing up, what I do is, I just thought I'd quickly show you this, is I've got these like muffin cases. These are plastic, and I put the muffin in for the packing up. That's what I tend to do. I think these were either, I've had them, I'm sorry, a few years. They could have been Poundland or Home Bargains. I am not 100% sure where I got them from, but I just thought I'd point out what I do. So I do something like that, and the cake doesn't get squished. My son loves bourbon biscuits. Going over here, rolls. Oops. Mighty White. This is 50% white, 50% wholemeal, no bits, Warburtons. Now I normally have the plain white Warburtons, but these were on offer, if I remember rightly, 50p for the 800 grams. I thought that was good, so I've tried that. Some family members are not actually a great lover of brown bread, but we'll see how it goes and see what they think of the taste. Another repeat buy is these yogurt breaks. Again, the guys are out long hours. My son sometimes has to travel for work, so I like to pack him up a lot because sometimes he doesn't know when he's going to get home, and let's face it, service stations on motorways can be expensive. So I like to give him a variety of different bits and pieces while I know he's travelling. Very unhealthy is all the snacks. Again, packing up, and I say especially through the summer, I didn't actually pack up a lot of chocolate stuff because it melting, although they had ice blocks in with the packing up. We've gone for the family 22 packets, which is smoky bacon, roast chicken, cheese and onion, and beef and onion, which is a favourite. And my hubby likes the quavers. I've got hula hoops for my son, and I think these, yeah, no, I don't know what flavours like on these. And this is just potato bites, yeah. Because I've noticed they're getting a lot of their tinned and boxed biscuits in, and what else was it that I was looking at? Oh yeah, all the tubs of savouries. So that might be on my list next time, because it was like 2 tubs for £1.50 from Iceland. I know that for a fact. They go up in price very often just before Christmas. So as long as things have got quite a long date on, fair enough. Right, I'm just going to scoot round because I'm just going to go through in my haul. Because I've dropped off my drinks here. I had spent 20 minutes onto Iceland customer service because we're having a problem because of the CO2 problem we've had here in England. I don't know if it's affected, I think it's affected most of the world actually, which should be ended. They are limited on how much fizzy drinks you can have. And I mean, as far as I know, this CO2 business is phased out now. And it costs me a fortune else if I have to go somewhere else for drinks. So basically, we do like the 3 litre Pepsi Max, but they're only allowed you 4. And you get a better deal if you can get the 3 litres. And I couldn't get any 2 litres, so I had to go for the 1.5, which I've got 4 bottles down there, which is not too much of a problem because they will go in the caravan. My son likes 7-Up, and again, when he's on the road or whatever, I do, and we're still quite mild in weather, he doesn't actually drink a lot of hot drinks. Occasionally he will have a cup of tea. I've got the cans of 7-Up. Again, not sure the price, but I know they were on offer. Right, we did get a baby gate for the downstairs for our granddaughter because she is crawling now. And this is another project I will be sharing. Those doors there are what my husband put up absolutely years ago. And I will show you at a later date, I don't think it'd be today, how I organise, because all my soft drinks go in the cupboard that goes round actually all under here, because what hubby did, it was actually boarded off inside down about there, so it's just like a square bit. When my 20-year-old, well, both of my sons actually, used to have a desk, had a little bookcase under there, and they used to have like a little bookshelf, bookshop, and that's now changed, as I say. They're very old, well, older. Is cut away inside, so it goes right round, and we've actually got our our tent, which is a 16 berth tent, which we still got, although we haven't used it for a few years now, and my son's tent, which is I think a 5 berth, because we were well into camping before we had a caravan. Now we've been caravanning now for about 10 years, so it's not likely that we will be using the tents, but they're just there for convenience, just in case for any reason we need a tent, or maybe a family member wants to borrow one, and I will show that. And there's my pegs there, and mail that we've got to sort out. It looks like it's quite a few just leaflets. I do scout round. Roosters is quite one that we occasionally use, so we don't very often have takeaways, and a lot of the flyers, I have a quick squint, but mostly they go under there, which I've got my recycle bins. I've hauled this I think before. I love this. Clean up after yourself. House elves don't work here. Yes, I suppose you can count me as a little mini elf. We keep our keys there, and I said any mail that comes in goes at the top there. And another little job on my list is to sort that, because it's got some receipts and bits and pieces. That's the drop off. And I say to the guys or whatever, you know, don't leave change in your trousers or whatever, any bits or receipts. I'd rather them recycle them if they definitely don't want to keep them, rather than have a pile of receipts that I have to go through, especially if they're not mine. I'd rather them go through them, decide what they've got. We do have a box upstairs, and what we do, we get our garden incinerator out every month or so, 6 weeks, and we burn the stuff. I have burnt out, I think, 2 shredders, so we don't bother with shredder now. And that there is just a little brown vase with a false flower arrangement at the moment, because I can't do a lot here because of things getting knocked. Now this unit is one of my proud buys. This was actually from the charity shop. It was £4.19 or £4.49. I brought it on a whim because I wanted something to put in here, because I love the people that have these quite large halls and console tables to do bits and pieces with, but I wanted something as well for storage. Now the boxes I already had. Again, that's something I will go through. The boxes have like bags in, and hats, gloves, scarves, that sort of thing, and they just slot in there. And then I have a bag that's got stuff in. It's only supposed to be temporary, and I try and check it every other day, or at least on a Sunday, to empty it, and anything that's in there obviously has to go away. I did grab it on a bit because I got sidetracked on my haul, but it is a very narrow haul, as you can see. I'm just backing up. Front door is there, stairs. My hubby spent a weekend is just put the bottom banister in, actually, because of our granddaughter, because for a while we had that out and knocked out because it just seemed to open up the space. But for health reasons, health and safety reasons, I wanted it back, which he kindly made. Very good. So I can have a baby gate across there, just, you know, for a bit of security for our granddaughter. Now, excuse the carpet. Yes, can't say much about the carpet. I will say that I know damn well it was put down in 1993, because it was the year after our eldest son was born, and we had this done and our lounge. Again, it is on the job list. There's nothing much wrong. It is a little bit worn in places, especially down the bottom there near my drinks, because we had a different door, so obviously it's faded. I do have it regularly cleaned, usually in springtime, and we want to obviously do something with it. And I'm still backing up. As I said, it's long and narrow. There we are. It looks actually quite big from this angle. So that's me rabbiting on about food and my haul. I will be showing you a few other bits after I put my shopping away. Right, we're in my dining room, which has become a project space. Just ignore this. This is actually will be going to a relative. It's a project hubby's been doing, and along with his mum and stepfather. So I can't go into too many details. As I might have pointed out, I don't know, there is some projects ongoing which I don't feel as though I can share at this precise time. They are wedding projects, because our son's getting married in November, and even him and his fiance haven't seen some of the bits and pieces, so I haven't shared those. What I might do is do a video on the projects and show it maybe after the wedding. That might be the idea, because I don't think they want bits and pieces to do with their wedding broadcasted until after the day. But I have got permission. My stepfather-in-law has, I'm just going to cover up the details because he does sign it, and I don't think he'll want his name actually shown. He's done a few paintings for me. It's a hobby, and it's of this church. I've just got to get it framed. I often say to him, you know, when they've asked me what I want for Christmas, I do love anything that's had a bit of thought in and is done by a member of the family. And I think, to tell you to say, it is amateur, it's a hobby, but I think he's done a lovely job. I just need to get that framed. So, but as I say, I'm just covering up because I do like him to sign and obviously put the year down. Now, hubby does a few projects. He was doing a project for somebody else, and I've just got to show you these. I'm sure you won't mind. I'm going to spray these, I think. Unicorns. Some equipment. I think it might have been a laser at work. And this one. I can see that in a picture frame sprayed with some lovely paper behind it. Be lovely for a little girl. So he's done that. He's done a few bits and pieces for me, actually. You know, I would say to him, oh, could you, I want to do this, but I don't know how to get round it. I need, sometimes he's got more of a technical mathematic side, if you can understand that. I'm more the vision and crafting side of it, you know. And with all this, I don't know how to explain this. He's more stable. I'm more, got a lot of interests, but I don't always know how to put it together, if that makes sense. I'm probably rambling here, but I have a vision. I might come up with this idea, and then I will turn around to him and say, like this, you know what I mean, this way, that way, and I'll leave it to him, and he'll go off. He might do it there and then, and he'll scribble on bits of paper, measurements and everything, draft something out, and he's really good that way, I must admit. Again, a bit of waffling. I've got to show you this. Now, this is my £5 bargain from the car boot on Sunday. I've cleaned it all up. It's not staying in my dining room. This was one of the projects I wanted to get done today. I've scrubbed it washed it all down, washed all the baskets, although it was in good condition, and I bleached all the top. I got I keep some spare cheap toothbrushes, and I got all into the grout because I did have a spare grout pen and I thought I was going to have to grout it, but it's come up really well. Just put the basket on there because I want to do something with that as well. But it's come up really well, and I scrubbed all the sides because it had paint. I think it's possibly where it's got knocked against something, because it had paint on one side here and at the back, and I think it must have been where maybe it's been pushed up against somewhere. But using one of those sponge Brillo pads, I got some washing up liquid, fairy washing up liquid, and I just cleaned it all, and it's come up lovely. And it's got a drawer as well. So I'm hoping, again on my list today, if I stop waffling, is to get that organised. I know what I want to do with it, and hopefully I will show you that today, if not tomorrow. So carry on. I've got another project that I'm in the process of doing. Please excuse any noise that may be in the background. We have got the council round the green doing some mowing and trimming and everything, so you might hear some noises in the background. Briefly, I have actually shut our bedroom window to try and actually cut out some of the noise. We'll just go with it and hopefully it won't be too noisy. Right, the shopping's all away, and I just wanted to show you the bedding I put on my bed. What it is, this is like my between I would say summer bedding and my main winter bedding. I do love the tartan. This set actually came from the range. The spotty set, I believe, could have come from B&M. I do have a tartan fitted sheet and pillowcases, but they're flannelette and they're too thick still to put on the bed, as we're still having windows open at night. It's still, I would say, quite mild. Now, something I have pointed out is my blanket. I usually have it on the white side, but now I've gone to the tartan, going into the autumn months. I've got this design. I love anything that's reversible, and if I hadn't said before, this blanket came from Poundland after Christmas. It was £10 reduced down to £5, so that was a bargain. I have consequently, after doing the bed, I have washed my bedding. It is hanging out at the moment, and that hopefully should dry within the hour because it is quite nice. I then decided to carry on, and I did dust and hoover the bedroom. I will wipe over the floor. I do like to hoover and clean the floor after I've made the bed, well, when I've put clean bedding on anyway. So I have dusted and hoovered the bedroom. I've left my owl on the bed. As you know from my videos, I love my owls, and hubby bought me this, and it's got the little red heart on, and to tell you the truth, I think it goes fine. I had it for Valentine's Day. And over on there, say hubby kicks off any extra cushions and the toys. I don't have too much on the bed now. Is this one that I got from the charity shop. I did wash it. It looked brand new actually. And this one is one of those that flips over. It's a, get it in. What's that? Flipper Zoo 2-in-1. So I normally have the polar bear, which is white, but I've switched it over to the husky. So I thought the grey goes quite nice with the tartan as well. So I've got a reversible toy and a reversible blanket. I have commented on a few people's channels about us in England tend to have difficulty in getting stuff for autumn. So I try and make do. I do change pieces around. So I've took my quote canvas down, and I've come and I've put up my heart one, which is this one. I thought it doesn't go too bad actually. Normally I would have my red canvas up by now, and it's got silver lettering with love. It's more at Christmas. I like that one up. I just thought it clashed a bit. And what I liked about this one, although it's more I have it out for Valentine's Day, it's quite neutral. It's got all the like the wood sort of design on it. But what I also like is this one especially. It's got the branches on, so it kind of reminded me of winter. So that's that. I'm trying not to make you giddy. The other thing, I think I'll do it from this angle to start with, so you can have a look. I have changed out my corner. Now, because we've got quite a lot of wardrobes, I do try and keep it clutter-free. I think that helps in a bedroom. So I have changed over a little bit on my unit over there. And I do apologise if the light is not brilliant. I am going to do a close-up of it. And I try and keep it as decluttered as possible. Right, I am going to pause you so I can walk round and give you a closer look at my little cabinet. Right, so here we are. What I've done is, at the top there, I've included a tiny little basket. I think I might have paid about 49p from the charity shop. And inside, I've put the cream roses. I did have them in a little pot in this bedroom, but I've decided to change over to the little basket. I don't particularly like orange in here for autumn. I'm more going for maroon and maybe a deeper red. We've got the owl there, the beanie that I got from the car boot. The white owl beside it was from Poundland. A little picture that was taken in Spain years ago. Another owl I think I got from B&M. And then going down, I've had that material owl for a while. That's usually in the lounge, but I brought up here. And that little glass pot with the owl was from a relative. I've kept my little tiny wicker owl, and going down is my 50p heart that I got after Christmas last year. And what I've done is, as I said, I'm a very basic crafter. To bring a bit of the reddish in, I've just put these little embellishments on. I've used a Sharpie and just put our initials on there. And I've just added a few extra hearts from my embellishment stash. So I say it's very basic. Most of all what I already had. I just wanted something simple and to bring a bit of the reddish element into our bedroom. Jewellery box stays here, which is my best jewellery. This owl I got from Poundland. It is supposed to be outside. This has been all round the home, a bit more neutral, and I just love it. I might get another couple actually, because I'm sure they're still selling them. And I have a lot of these little dishes around our home, as I said, and that is just to corral any earrings or jewellery if I haven't taken them off downstairs and put them away. I have actually stipulated about my basket. There has my thicker socks in that don't go in the drawers. I'm going to actually, while I'm here, just show you briefly this set of drawers. I'm not going to go into my husband's side because I don't think it's right. Now, it may look a jumbled mess and there's probably too much stuff in here. This is what I call my junk drawer, but it is, dare I say, organised chaos. And I will point out a few bits and pieces. Right, in here I have my reading glasses. I do love this. This is a Mum always sees the best in you until she puts her glasses on. And I had that for Mother's Day. So that usually stays in there. I do have my earphones here, my pink ones. These were from Primark for £5. I actually got these for Mother's Day as well. That is because if I've got my laptop on upstairs and someone's in bed or my son's in bed, it depends if hubby's got overtime or not, I may come and have my coffee, sit on the bed and put my earphones in. I do use them quite a lot. Now again, it may look a bit messed up, and probably looking through it does, but it's organised for me anyway. In this one I just keep a few pens. I always keep pens and scissors, and the reason why I keep scissors is if I've got tags or anything, so I don't have to run down, and also family know there's scissors in here. This is my face mask. Mum, clothes, come back later. I do have a few creams in here. This I keep in here. This is if my sugar levels go really low, and rather than if I'm in bed, rather than having to rush down to get something to eat, I've been told by my diabetic nurse to keep some fruit juice, which has got some sugar in it. Not a lot of sugar, but just to help me through if I'm not feeling very well. Very often I will get up and have something to eat, but sometimes it's happened where I've had my sugar levels go really low, woke me up in the middle of the night or early hours in the morning, and to tell you the truth, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, you just don't feel like eating. You have to force yourself. Sometimes to have some juice with some sugar in just helps. I keep a selection of lip glosses and bits and pieces here. I have a lot of notebooks and post-its around the home because I have difficulty in switching off a lot of the time, so I like to write notes down. I just keep some extra cards, like my library card and everything that I don't wish to carry around in my handbag all the time. I always have a stock of E45 cream and my duck hand cream. I got some crystals at the back there, and here I have my phone covers. So, and just a change purse there. So yes, it does look quite messy, and it is on the cards at the moment to obviously declutter it more. But that's at a later date. I've got so many bits and pieces I've got on the go at the moment. That will have to wait. Then the next 2 drawers I have my socks. I do love my socks, and these are very often used down autumn. These are actually trainer socks. These more likely now will be put underneath some of my winter socks, because I tend to have longer socks during the winter. These are the socks I got in a haul from Primark, and I paid £1 for those. I'm actually packing those to go when we go away. And I do have a lot of owl socks, and then I've got my fuzzy socks there. So I do have a lot of socks to say. Christmas socks, and I love these, and these all came from B&M, and they just fit lovely and just corral my socks really nice, and I just roll them up. So yes, I do have a lot of socks, as I keep saying. While I'm here, I just want to show you these 2 boxes here that are on the floor. These came from a shop called QS, and I've mentioned this shop before because I don't think they exist anymore. I know we've lost ours years ago, and I knew when we went to Cornwall a couple of years ago there was one, but last year and this year haven't been able to find one, so I think it must have finished totally. But I do like these boxes, and it's just a nice way to store things. As I said, I do have a lot of bits and pieces. So this is a smaller one. I just think it's a lovely little case. They weren't very expensive. Live simply, laugh often, love always. and I just think they're pretty. They don't necessarily go with the bedroom. And I say this is the smaller one, and in this one I just store some creams. Especially winter time, I will sit in bed, read or have my laptop on or whatever, especially in the cooler months. And very often, you know, got my cleansers and some cream here. And I'm just loving this one that's been on YouTube. This was from Poundland, the Mango and Mandarin Body Butter. I just love that one. So that's that one. So I haven't got a dressing table. So this just works out fine for me. And then the larger one, again, it's got the same quote on the top. And if I just open this one, sorry, I keep swapping over. Right, I've got a pen down the back here, notepad. This is my Kindle here. I got the case from Claire's. I'm due to change it. I have got another cover. This one I will go into a bit more detail if anybody's interested. This is my gift list. I've been doing this for about 8 to 10 years now. And as I said, I'll go into more details about this if you're interested. What it is, if I buy anything on sale or that I know somebody would like, I write it in my book, in this book. I put where I got it from, how much it cost, and if the item's been allocated. Then it goes in a crate on the shelf in one of our wardrobes. I've got what I call gift crates. So if you're interested in that aspect, then please leave me a comment and I will include that. I then have my Live Your Dreams planner here, because very often I will sit in bed and do my planning, and on that it's just got a unicorn. Maybe that's why hubby did a couple of extra cuts of unicorns, because it's on my diary. And I do have a couple of tassels there. I think it's down here, yeah. That one, to go with the pink. So they all keep at the side. It's everything I sit in bed and do. So I'm going to pause it here. I've just realised that already I filmed quite a bit. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to cut this into 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1, and you'll see the rest in part 2 of my Thursday vlog. Thank you.